Hey everyone, it is so good to be here. If you are watching this portion of the video, you're probably on replay, and I'm happy that you're here too. We're going to be lettering something patriotic today live, and I would love to know where you're watching from and give you all the details about the page. So here you can find lots of lettering, mostly faith-based. Today we're doing something patriotic, but if you are not a follower, I'd love for you to follow along. If you love creativity and you want to learn lettering, then this is the place for you. So today I'm going to be using a template from one of our templates out of the library. And so if you don't know what that is because you're new here, the library I'm referring to is called Digital Dust. It's a play on words from the page Imperfect Dust. And inside there's over 550 templates to choose from. And we take these templates, and I'm going to show you today how to transfer it onto this wooden sign. I showed this off last week as it was gifted to me in a basket full of goodies from one of our followers here. And I can't wait to turn this into a patriotic sign that can go in your home. But the cool thing about these templates is that you can take this as an absolute beginner and create with it. So as you hop on, say hello. I'm going to pull up comments over here. And we can take this template, make it to where you do not have to have years of practice. So I have taught women how to hand letter from scratch, and it takes a lot of practice. It's not something that just comes naturally overnight. For some it does, but for most it takes time. And so these are your little shortcut. These are your hacks. And so today we're going to take this one, and I'm going to show you how just using this paper right here and a template, you're going to have a totally amazing project. So here we go. I'm going to be using today graphite paper, and this paper is shiny on one side and matte on another. Hey, Cynthia, I'm so glad that you're here. And the shiny side is filled with basically pencil lead. It's called graphite paper, so it's what's inside your pencil. And when we press, it creates a line. So I'm going to do this real quick and just kind of show you. See how I've got a line here now? And it's also erasable because it's what's inside your pencil lead. Now, sometimes it takes a little more to get it off, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but I just wanted to show you if you're brand new to this method, that's what we're working with. Hey, Tammy. And Tammy, I know you're no newbie at this. You know exactly what I'm doing here. Okay, so I've got this laid down, and then I'm going to lay this on here. Now, one thing you could do is you could cut this out and tape it down, or tape it down just here with some washi tape. I try to keep my hands pretty steady, and I don't have to worry about that too much. So essentially now all I have to do is trace. And there are some tools that come when you order carbon paper or graphite paper through Amazon. Sometimes they come with these tools that are called a stylus, and they have a little ball on the end, and they have different sizes. So I could sit here and press with this tool, but today I'm just going to use a pencil. It helps me know where I've been, and it shows up better on the screen for you. And it shows you don't have to have that tool. If you don't have it, no big deal. But okay, here is my dilemma today. I really wanted this to be not just my hand lettering on the sign. I want a really cute bow up top. So I was going to save some room up here. And I also got in that basket this cute 4th of July, very festive spray. And she got this from Hobby Lobby, and I really wanted to implement it in a ribbon up here. But y'all, I just kind of have it like the lettering here, and then I wanted a big bow up top. But my ribbon, I didn't have any that I just felt were like, okay, that's going to be the one. So today I'm going to do the lettering, and then I'm going to have you come back next week for the big ribbon to go on the top. Because I got to go buy some more ribbon. We got to get something patriotic. But I looked at the calendar, and I have time to set this out in my house for 4th of July. And so the reason I'm telling you that is because this will be shifted down a little, but it's so that whenever I add my ribbon to the top, it won't hide the lettering. So I'm going to put it right here and get started. And then when you have the guidelines, we're going to come in with our paint pen in a minute, and it's going to make things so much easier. Now, one thing I'll tell you about this board is it is not smooth. It's very rough. So my lettering might look a little jagged, but that's because I'm pressing down on those parts of the wood grain. So it looks like I'm kind of going crazy and out of line, but that's what that is. And your paint pen is going to be able to handle those ridges and it's not going to be a problem. If you are brand new, then I suggest doing all the edges like this so you can know exactly where to bold in. But if you're getting good and you have been using these templates for a little while, you may not need that. You can just go straight down the center and you know where to add the thickness because you've become more familiar. But if not, we just add it in on both sides and it just takes more of the guesswork out. So I'm going to keep going and show you how quick this can actually be done. And you don't have to get right on the lines. Like I said, these ridges are really kind of bumpy. They're throwing my pencil off as I go. I'm also going to mark these lines because I want to have some markings on the board in another color. I'm also going to be using some color today that I normally am just all black and white, but we're going to have to get red, white, and blue going on here today. Let's see. Oh, okay, y'all, another thing I got to tell you. So I know last week we talked a little bit about getting together. If you're a Digital Dust subscriber, we talked about getting together on Zoom, and I am still working on that date. I was going to tell y'all that our friend Lindsay is going on a mission trip tomorrow, and we need to pray for her. I don't know if she's able to be on this live today. She's probably packing and getting ready because they leave tomorrow for Puerto Rico, and they will be doing, her and her husband, and they will be doing a lot of work down there. And she has a really cool God story about how her husband is equipped to do the work that needs to be done down there. And oh, I need to be careful not to shift. Did y'all see my paper shift? I'm going to look real quick. Y'all see how this is coming out? Oh, I hope that I didn't shift it too much. We'll see. But I don't know if she's on here or not. Let me know, Lindsay, if you're on here. But I had to tell y'all so that we can be praying. And I asked her to post in the group next week pictures of them working down there. And that's why that, and I am actually leaving for a trip. It's not a mission trip, but I'm leaving for a trip to New York tomorrow. So we are both going to be out next week. I mean, I'll be definitely online here with you, but I won't be, I'll be back by Thursday. So we're going live again Thursday. But that's why I haven't scheduled the Zoom with y'all yet. And I'm just like trying to figure out a good date where Lindsay and I can both be there. And we're both out of town next week. And I was hoping she'd be here today to talk about it, but if she can't, that's okay. But I asked her if I could share with y'all that she was going to be in Puerto Rico on that mission trip. I am going on a business retreat. A friend of mine from Tennessee, she has an online business too. We're meeting up there. And I haven't been to New York since I was in high school and I was just a teenager. So I feel like everything's probably changed. Y'all let me know have you been to New York recently? Have you ever been? I'm like from the country, so it's about to be very, very different from where I live. I know. I know I've told this story before about the one time I did go to New York, but I'm going to tell it again today because I know there's different people on here. I went when I was a teenager, and it was like a competition type thing that our high school had done for the cheer group. Oh, thank you, Michelle. And I got it's like me and 3 other girls from my high school. We had basically won this trip, and we were in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, like in a huge group of cheerleaders. You could have never found me on the TV. Like it was just a massive group. And we got to go. We were all excited. It was my mom's very first time to fly. My first time to fly too, but like I was a senior in high school. She was going for her first time. She was so excited. I was excited. We got to do that together. And we were so nervous because we'd never been to the big city. Well, then we get there and we are trying to get a taxi And we didn't realize you have to be like super aggressive because these people just, you'll be like, and then someone will come flying behind you with their hand up and they jump in the car and they're gone. And you don't have a shot. So you have to kind of like wave it down and jump in. But this guy saw us trying and he felt bad for us. And he walked up and he said, do y'all need help getting a taxi? So he was gonna like grab it for us. And in the meantime, he said, where are you ladies from? And I say it like that because I would have said, where are y'all from? You know? And he said, where are you ladies from? And I said, oh, wait, y'all don't tell him. Where do you think we're from? Like, I just wanted to know what he would guess. And he said, well, and keep in mind, this is back in the day, I was a senior in high school. He said, well, you sound like our president, so I'm going to say Texas. And he was talking about George W. Bush. And I was like, oh, close. We are from Louisiana, but we sound a lot like Texas because I'm like North Louisiana and we are right up at like, we're more like East Texas, Dallas. I'm not South Louisiana, Cajun accent. So I was like, good guess. But that guy was super nice to get us a taxi. And then we learned from there, he told us, he said, you've got to be aggressive. Like, okay, well, where we're from is much more chill. Hey, Sherry, I'm glad you're here. And Marianne, I'm going to go ahead and get these done. These grains in the wood are like the grain in the wood is being just kind of making it all shaky. I don't know if y'all can see that. Okay. It's an amazing place, lots to see. You stayed in Manhattan, so it was busy. And okay, so tell me this. Have you ever heard of Tribeca? That's where our hotel is. And I'm hoping that's a good place. I haven't done a ton of research, but it's where our retreat is being held. And so I think that the people that are putting on the retreat, you know, would have picked a safe spot. Okay, I'm going to come around here. But we have one night like where we're going to get dressed up and go out and, you know, like they're going to take pictures and stuff and they're like you know, bring some dressy stuff. I'm like, oh. So I had to get some outfits for it. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of put, I'm trying to think if I want to outline each one of these stars. I think I'm going to put a dot where the stars are. And I have a reason for that. I'm going to kind of do my own stars with my paint pen, but I just want to note where they were so that I can remember all the spots they filled in. Okay. So I'm going to reveal this. Oh, I missed the tail on the G. Thank you so much, Deanna. She's watching over on YouTube. If y'all didn't know, I have a YouTube channel where I stream this as well. And one of the cool things about that is my kids love to watch YouTube on the TV in our living room. And so it's big and horizontal. And if you want a viewing experience like that, where you can link up your YouTube to your TV and you can log in that way, they have actually pulled me up this summer because they're home during the summer and not in school. They'll pull me up on TV in the house. And then I'll come in and they're like, nice project, Mom. I don't think they're watching today. But I said, how did you were watching me? Like, yeah, you're on YouTube. And I forget that I stream on both spots. So, hey, Candy. Hey, Roxy and Becky. Okay, I'm going to pull this back. And it's funny. There's dots. You know how I said I was going to make dots for the stars? Well, this has a lot of dots already on it. Like the board. So I may not be able to figure that out. I might have to refer back to my template a lot. So I'm going to put it up here. And then we're doing some color today. I've got gold for my stars, which I love this gold paint pen. It is oil-based. It is very different from the Poscas that I know and love, but it's a metallic. And so you can get these single purchase, like they're just in a pack by themselves at Walmart. And that's where I got this one, but I'm sure they have them online too. So I'm going to just grab my Posca. It is a 3M size. It's not my normal 5M. I'm going to show you the difference. So a 5M is a little thicker and it's more of that medium tip. If I can pull this cap off. Well, this one's never been used. That size. And then this 3M is much smaller, but it's the size I had royal blue in, and I really wanted this lettering to be blue. So I'm going to put this one over there and show you. So I'm going to come in. It takes a little longer because it's fine tip, but it will still do the job. You'll see good. Let me get you down a little lower. So, and you can see this wood grain if I bring it down low enough. Here we go. There. Oh, I'm happy they watch me, but then sometimes I think that they're picking on me. Let me move my thing so y'all can see me better while I'm doing this. I think they're picking on me. They, don't really know what to think about their mama being on YouTube, but they watch YouTubers that, like Dude Perfect and all of them, and they have millions of followers. And so I'm sure to them, I'm just doing little crafts, and they don't really think much of mom doing it, but it is super sweet. And I'm like, yeah, Dude Perfect started somewhere. I don't even know what do y'all watch, or do you have kids or grandkids that watch Dude Perfect? I love them for the boys. Okay, I can see these lines too. I'm going to come in for my stripes. I have red, and I'm going to come in on those stripes at the end. So I'm going to work on the lettering first. And y'all, want this to be so cute with this. This is going to be in the spray whenever I make the ribbon. Okay. I'm going to come around. And so what you'll notice is, hey, Doris, what you'll notice is I'm going to draw on these guidelines, but then on the downstroke, I am retracing in a new place to add boldness. And I will do that on both the cursive and the print. The print, we just have this one downstroke here. I might even thicken this up just a little bit, but I still want the downstroke to be thicker. Oh, that's got a little bit of a glare on it, but that paint's wet. So it's just going to take a little more time with that fine tip, but I will say the fine tip allows you to have more precision, and especially when you have loops in your lettering, like when we get down here, it's going to let me not have to worry about being like too thick. I know one of the complaints that I hear is, well, I go to bold in my letters and everything gets bold. So if you struggle with that, I highly recommend a fine tip versus that medium, because it's just going to give you that defined upstroke, downstroke. And so here you'll see I just have the one guideline, and then I'm going to come back in where I went down on both sides, retracing until it looks nice and balanced. Maybe even a little more on this side. And I call this bringing the letters to life. Adding the body to the bones. Here we go. But see how simple that is? You can be an absolute beginner and take one of these templates, and you can create something that looks like you've been lettering for years. That is why I love these templates for you. You don't have to put a lot of time and effort into the layout of the lettering, because that's another complaint I hear is like, oh, I love to letter, but I just don't really know how to lay it all out. And this takes that guesswork out for you so that your G isn't going to fall and hit too far down into that brave. And, like you get the layout, the hard work has been done for you. Okay, Pam said, is that a 3M Posca pen? Yes. So this is a 3M, and I'm normally using a 5M, but this is the size I had royal blue in. And I thought, well, this will be a great way to demonstrate a fine tip. And it gives you a little bit more control over where that thickness lands. And you don't have to worry too much about everything getting bold. But it does take you a little more time. If you're pretty good at the not being too heavy-handed, the medium tip is not too much. I really enjoy the medium tip because to me it makes it go quicker. Okay, let's see. Oh, Tammy bought the fine tip for that very reason. And then, oh, Marianne loves the templates. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. You are a pro too, by the way. I love seeing y'all's pictures in the group. And I wish there was a way for you to share on the main page. That's one of the reasons I started the private group for Digital Dust subscribers, so that y'all could get ideas from one another and share, because it's so fun that y'all are in there creating with the templates, and I want to be able to see what all y'all are doing. So I was doing, and I still do, a Show It Off Saturday post. So even though we have the group, y'all don't forget to come on to the Show It Off Saturday post. It'll be posted tomorrow. And usually I'll feature one of your projects, and then also you can drop a comment, and that'll show everybody in the comments. It's just, not on my main feed. And so it's been so fun to watch you take those templates and run with them. I love it. Here we go. And this part over here feels kind of like more of a side stroke, but we treat it as a downstroke because it should be coming from that top section down and with a little slant. So it is thickened up as well. And then look, your eye is super easy. G, we make that same formation that we do with our A, and then come down and around. And I love a GH word. So let's see. There's somebody who has it in their name, Lee, L-E-I-G-H. So having this G come down and around and not connect to the H allows for you to have this flourish up high. And to me, those are really fun because they hug together really nicely. So I'm going to come down here. Let's see. Hey, Shelly and Cindy. What are y'all up to this weekend? Oh, yeah, and I'm sorry I had to change my live time. Normally we do Thursday. Let me tell y'all what happened. So I just told you I'm leaving and go out of town tomorrow. And I had a hair appointment because I was like, you can't go on a trip without getting your hair done. So my roots needed to be done. And I had made my appointment for 10:30. And y'all, my girl is normally like boom, boom, boom. And I'm not complaining because I have never seen her be late ever. And so I got there and she goes, I'm running behind. And I thought, oh, it's okay. But my appointment was at 10:15. And I knew that I was already going to be a little cutting it close because it's about 30 minutes away. And then as the time went on, I thought, I can't do it. I can't get back in time. And so I'm so sorry that I had to swap. But I was like, Fridays are fun. We'll hang out together on Friday. And maybe this will give you some inspiration. And you can go grab this plank. Let's see. I think she got this at maybe the Dollar Tree. It's super good quality for the Dollar Tree. Oh, how fun. I'm going to throw this up there so everybody can see while I'm lettering. I love seeing other creators. They've started using them. And that was actually a really cool, it was a really cool thing that started happening is a lot of creators on Facebook started using them. And I was like, where are all these new Digital Dust subscribers coming from? That was so fun. And what it was is I had quite a few that had joined and started using them on their lives. So Christine, thank you for saying that and letting me know. Okay, so she said she wants to print that they were printing the image into rice paper. Yes, it's acceptable. So get this. I don't know if y'all know this because I don't ever really talk about it. It's my fault for not talking about it. And I understand you're busy, and that is the beauty of the library is it's there for you when you want it, but you don't have to, it has over 550 templates. So you're not going to go in there and download all of them and then have to worry about computer space or anything like that. It's an open library that grows every month. And so you can sign in, grab a template, use it, create with it, and then, go on and do your next project whenever you feel ready. But what I don't talk about is that you can sell what you make with these templates. So this board I'm making today, and if I got that cute ribbon up here and get it all looking good, I can't wait. I hate that we're going to have to do this as a two-parter, but I could put this in a local booth in my town or sell it on Etsy, or I could create it like anything you want to do with the templates, like she did, printing it on rice paper and then using it on something like another project and then selling that. That is all acceptable, because with an active subscription, you get commercial licensing to sell what you make. Now, the only like big stipulation is like not selling the template, not selling the digital version of it. So essentially not selling what you get raw out of the Digital Dust subscription. But when you create something with it, it becomes yours, like hers, the way that she printed it on rice paper and then used it, all acceptable. So I love that, because my hope is to empower you. I mean, lettering and the way that I'm telling, like, the way that this business has grown, I would have never dreamed. And it has changed my family's life. And I want to help. Like if having templates, if let's say you have a booth in your hometown and you're like, well, I just don't know if I could keep up with knowing what to do and like to put in my booth and things like that. If having a library of templates to go to and say, I'll never run out of creative ideas because I can just go to the library and print something and create something for my booth or for my page or my Etsy shop, if that will make a difference for you, then that is like all my dreams coming true. I want this for everybody. Like when I tell you this has changed my family's life, it has been amazing. And it has helped me stay home with my kids. I was able to homeschool them the past 4 years. We do not homeschool anymore, but it was just such a sweet time of me not having to work outside the home and having that opportunity, and just the ability to was something that I'll never take for granted. And yeah, it's just been awesome. We were able to pay off debt with it. And that's how it all started. I was trying to pay off debt, our student loan debt, for a job that I wasn't even using, you know, for a degree that I got that I didn't even use. And so I had a booth in a vintage marketplace here locally, and I made hand lettered signs just like this. I would fill up my booth, and then the months like now, like summer, I would say springtime was really, really good. Summer was slow because everybody was gone, you know, doing vacations and stuff like that. So if you have a creative business right now and things are slow, that is the norm. It's okay. But man, if you could join now and get really good and have things in your booth by the fall is where I really did well. And my booth just couldn't even stay stocked. It was so fun to create because I could just go put it all up there. And I used it like my little storage building. Some of you love to create and you're not even necessarily wanting to sell stuff, but it gave me a creative outlet. That is how it all began. I was like, well, maybe I could make some money off of this. And at the time I was really, really lettering scripture because God had done a radical transformation on my heart. And it was a way for me to memorize scripture. I had fun trying to find ways to make them look pretty. And that's how it all began. So I just think it's pretty cool how much everything has morphed. And now I can help you if that's something that you want to do, or if you just want to be creative and you're not really trying to sell things. You just want to make pretty things, gift them. And when these creators on Facebook started embracing them, hey, Heidi, I was just blown away. Because I don't know how many of you follow the Vintage Pebble. She was one of the main ones that first started using them. And I started getting subscribers that saw her using the designs, her and then Sarah from Booksy and Buttons and Dina Ray from Designs by Dina. And now we've got Piney Creek Chalk. She uses them. And I'm not sure, Christine, who used it last night on rice paper. I got to find that. I want to see it. And I think it's so fun. I'm so grateful to them because those creators are doing things that I would have never done with these designs. And that is where it gets really cool because it multiplies and you never know what God's going to do with it. So here we go. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Candy. And Candy, you use them too. Frames that change. Y'all need to check out Candy's frames. Okay. She invented something. If y'all don't know who Candy is, you see her commenting down here, click over to her page and give her a follow, like right now, because she has this cool, and I don't have them in here, Candy. I'm in my office and it's in my house. I'm going to show that off next week. I'm going to show off your picture caddy. So Candy invented something, y'all, like patented and invented this picture caddy is what it's called. But it's basically this expander that can fit in the back of a picture frame. And let me explain. Have you ever been, and Candy sells frames herself too, but where my mind went when I learned about this was, have you ever gone thrifting and found an amazing picture frame, but it was just a picture frame? Like it didn't have a backing. Because I do that with like these. I had this one to where I could take it out. So, but like I would paint and distress my picture frames, but this is how they came. You know, there's nothing in them. You just find broken up picture frames. So she has a thing called a picture caddy that would sit in the back of this frame and like hold it in place. Now I had this one out here taking it in and out for the workshop, so I didn't have mine secured, but it would allow you to, you know, create a full out picture frame from whatever you find thrifting. And what she has too is really thick picture frames where you can take that caddy in and out and you can interchange your prints. So let's say this one, I wanted to have His Grace is Sufficient, but then I wanted to put something in behind it so that I could save room. Like how many of you have seasonal stuff that you change in and out? So hers would allow you to store your prints in behind each other, and then you can just swap them out. It's so cool. And so I love that product, and I have not shown it yet. And I'm so glad that you popped on, Candy, because I'm going to talk about it and then show it next week. And she has taken Digital Dust because she's a subscriber, and she will letter on scrapbook paper, y'all. And it's so cool. I really wish it was in here right now. Okay, I'm putting that on my to-dos for next week to make sure it is in the office. But she will letter on the scrapbook paper with a Digital Dust design and then store those papers in behind one another in the frame. And then you can change it out for ever how the season is, or ever how you're feeling is kind of where I was at too. Like, what scripture is speaking to me today? What do I want to have on my heart? So Cindy, no worries. Oh, Marisa, you've seen her picture frames. I know, Valerie, it is brilliant. And I was like, girl, this is going to be something. So super excited for y'all to know about frames that change, because you can change it out. And I'll give that to you in full demonstration next week. Okay, so I have these stripes. If you're just tuning in, I was using this template, and I have stripes and stars. So even though I know the stars are white on the flag, I've got this metallic gold that I'm going to do the stars in. And then I've got a red Posca pen that I'm going to show you that is totally different from probably anything you've ever seen. I didn't even know they made this. I ordered this pen by mistake. I thought it was a fine tip pen, but check this out. This is a paintbrush on the end of a Posca. Did y'all know that these existed? It is a brush. It says brush free size. I did not even know these existed. So imagine my surprise when I open it up and I'm thinking I'm about to get a fine tip and I get this. So I'm going to hit where these were with this brush pen, and we're going to try it out here together live. Hey, Stephanie, were your ears itching? Is that what they say when somebody's talking about you? I just talked about you and how grateful I am to all of you ladies that share and use the templates. Okay, this is very bendy and flexible. Stephanie, did you know that they have a brush tip? Look at me with all my stuff on my hands. They have a brush tip Posca. It's not what I intended to buy. And honestly, this is not, well, I'm going to say it's not depositing a lot, but it's working. It's just very like transparent almost. It almost looks pink. So the other option is to pull out actual paint and a paintbrush. So let me do that because I am not loving that. So be careful when you buy a pen. I think it's cool, but it's not really what I intended. So, and the reason I say that, it's not depositing enough paint. Like it looks too light right here. So let me grab a paint pen real quick. I mean, a paintbrush real quick. Let's see. And then I'm going to put this on my paper. I've got some paper under here. I am super close today. Here we go. Let me just put a little right there. We don't do anything like we're supposed to. I never have a palette. Okay. And then I'm just going to look. That's so much bolder. It's not so see-through. But man, that paintbrush was loaded. Okay. And then I'm just going to hit where these stripes are. And then I'm going to do my gold stars. And then I think there's one here. Stephanie, I went live and realized that, hey, Dallas, that I did not have pretty enough ribbon for what I really wanted to do up top. So we're making this a two-parter because I've got this spray that is so pretty and I want to pull it apart and create something for up here. So we're going to finish it on the next live. But I told him I got time. 4th of July is not here yet. Okay, let's see. I think under here, I'm having to refer back to my template because this wood grain has distressed lines in it that are throwing me off and I can't tell what my graphite paper lines were. So right here and under here, there were two. Let me come back. Y'all, Dallas, I met at Dina's retreat last week. And Dallas, I brought this in here last week because I was going to show it off. But you weren't live at the time, I don't think. But y'all, look what she gifted me. Let me grab it. Look at this. Is that not the sweetest thing? And it looks, see how the ribbon is, or the rope is done on the side like a handle. Let me pull it back. It looks like a little teacup. I love it so much, Dallas. I brought it in here because I was like, if she's live, I am going to show that off. And see, why can't I have, do you just keep that ribbon on hand? Why can't I have that just on hand? I have ribbon, but it is not cute. And I know that's not patriotic, but I'm like, I need a better ribbon assortment. Okay, I think I'm good on these lines. There is one under the D if I'm looking at the template. So let me hit that one. Just a second. Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm going to hit the metallic stars. I think they're going to be fun. Oh, Dallas, it was so sweet. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I think about you when I see it. So it just makes it even better because it's more than about the sign and the project. It's about knowing that you put so much thought into it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so what I did, if you are just tuning in, I didn't go over every single star, but I made little dots where the stars are so that I would know and just have a reference for it. However, this board already had dots all over it. I didn't realize that until I got started. And I'm like, okay, I need to really look and reference which spots came from the template versus are just part of the wood grain. So I see one here above the B, and I'm not going to be super specific on them. I'm just going to kind of do that. You know, the little stars you learned when you were in school? There's one here. Because this tip is not fine like the other. I almost feel like I could just put dots, but I do want it to be kind of pointy. And then here's one. Oh, I see a kid sneaking his head. He's like looking. Oh, he's going away. He must realize I'm still live. Joey is here. I'm not like neglecting the kids and not being there with them right now. Okay. Then we've got one right here and right here. Okay, let me do this one first. And nope, not right there. I know, I'm sorry. I know y'all can't see this, but I'm referring to these stars. Oh, I'm so glad, Dallas, that you took the day off. Fridays are a great day to take off. Let's see, we got this. Here we go. And oh, there's one right here, but how in the world would I have fit that? I'm not going to be able to do that one. And here. And here. I would love to see Dina do this on the laser machine. She said that the tiny stuff, because she's taken this before and done laser cutouts, and then you put them on projects. And I've seen her work with the little bitty stars, and it's very hard. And I'm like, I need to send her this template and say, try to make that one work with your laser. Okay, and then one even here, here, up here, and here. And then I think, yeah, this one might have been shifted down a little and I messed up that. And there's even one here, but I couldn't do that. I think I might even come down below where this one doesn't have it. But okay, Marisa said, is this a gold pen, a fine tip? So let me show y'all what I did. Actually, I should probably finish the project and then I'll show you, because my hands will get messy, but I want you to see that way. Marianne, that's totally okay. Strawberries sound amazing, and so does strawberry jam. But I'm going to add some here and just down on the bottom just to kind of tie it all together. Maybe one here, here, and let me hold it out from a distance. Let's do one more. Okay, so I'm going to hold it up like this for y'all to see. Oh my goodness. I love it, love it, love it. And imagine that bow on the top, making it so much cuter. But what was I telling y'all? What was I telling y'all? Oh, the gold. Okay, let me show you this. And I'm not going to do it over the top of the project just in case there is drip. So, okay, I'm going to scoot it over and look. These pens, they're called Deco Color Premium, and I get them single. They come in a single pack at Walmart, but I'm sure they have them at Hobby Lobby. I haven't bought them from there, and I'm sure they have them online. But they're metallic and they are oil-based, so they're very tacky. But the only way I can find them is chisel tip. Y'all see that chisel tip? Well, I hate a chisel tip, but let me tell you, I had somebody go off on me one time. Only one person, so obviously it's not that big of a deal. But one person went off on me because I see Cindy's comment about ribbon. She said, be careful buying ribbon. Before you know it, you'll have too much like me. Well, I need to do something because I do not have near enough. There was not anything that was red, white, and blue. I have red and I have white, but I was like, it just doesn't, nothing I had would really go. And I don't have hardly any. So we're going to make it work. And next year I'll be more prepared for the 4th of July. But listen, they went off on me and told me that I wasn't a real hand lettering artist because I didn't letter with the chisel tip. Well, I have never lettered with the chisel tip. So don't feel like you have to do that. I thought that was a very strange comment. But okay, look at this. this is how it actually comes. And I'm going to pay for this later, but I love y'all, so I'm going to show you. These on my fingers, like getting this off of your fingers is not fun, FYI. But this is how it comes as a chisel tip. But this girl is never going to use that. So one day I had bought it and I was trying to letter something and it was annoying. And I said, I wonder what's on the other side. So I pulled it out and I said, well, look at that cute little fine tip. I wonder if I can flip it. So pull it out, flip it around, and you have a fine tip pen. Isn't that awesome? And so that's how I did these today. And it's also how you could letter. So let me grab a sheet of paper. Let's letter. I'm going to letter Shelly because I see her name first. So now I don't have to worry about that chisel tip. And Shelly doesn't have an E in her name. Look at there. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. I just love it. The metallic. And because it's a fine tip now, I can come in and add in my quote unquote thickness, like downstrokes. So people think that I used a chisel tip. And then bring this one down. I'm going to add a little on this side. Shelly, you didn't know you get your name lettered today. Here. Uh-oh, I'm moving into the paint. Need to be careful. And here. And bring it back into that upstroke. Come around and then smooth it out. And now we have a beautiful calligraphy style name. So, yes, very messy. So Pam, depending on what type of, sorry, I got distracted by, I was like trying to read all the comments. Depending on what type of pen it is, you can flip these tips because even my Poscas, let me show y'all this. This one, I think we said had not been opened yet. Yeah. So this one I haven't prepped yet, like primed and have the paint coming out. It does take a little longer to dry. Not on this paper, look at that, because the paper absorbed it so much. But on the board, it does take just a little bit longer because it's oil-based and it's, wet longer. But man, this paper just absorbed it because y'all saw that happen in real time. But when I feel like my tip is getting worn down, you can even take these out, flip them around, and you get a fresh new pen. Always do this before you buy a new pen. To me, it gets a little more life out of it, and it makes your pen last longer. So that's a tip right there too. Okay, y'all, I'm going to have to say I'm done with this one because let me pull it up a little more because I don't have all the things. But come back next week. I feel like a show. Come back next week where I have a ribbon that's going to make this thing even cuter, and we're going to add something to the top. So if you just tuned in, that's why it's off-centered. That's why I did it a little lower. I'm going to have a spray up here with a cute ribbon. So thank y'all for tuning in. If you're a Digital Dust subscriber, this template is located in the 4th of July section, category, whatever you want to call it. Up at the top, you can navigate over to 4th of July, and this one is in there if you want to get a shelf sitter done. If you have people coming over for the 4th of July, or you just want something cute to look at through July, you can put this up in your house. I believe she got this at the Dollar Tree, but I'm not 100%. It could be also from Hobby Lobby because a lot of the things in the basket were from Hobby Lobby. So thank y'all for tuning in. Again, I'm leaving town tomorrow. I'll be in New York. And y'all say a prayer for me and also pray for Lindsay. Lindsay is my helper that you know and love here on the page. And Lindsay is headed to Puerto Rico on a mission trip. And I know that they covet your prayers and would love for you to pray for them as they do their work down there. So, all right, everybody, I will see you somewhere on the page between now and then, but I will talk to y'all later. Bye.